I stumbled on something, ran smack into my fall Shizuko monster that weighs on it. When you Dakasukomeo contact each other, face even unexpected look. Darkness of tactile dispute, without the lips, face, such as the red mucous membrane itself. At any moment, and do not in touch to her cheek. Shizuko is, only think of it, as the farther of the gas. I was afraid. Help, help, was dear said or cried in Tade voice. You, if you want to see you, the degree serves as the ward. I Shigerua, but good for quiet. But Shizuko did not stop the resistance. Anti-rats. Rather it goes toward the cat. That Mugotorashi. By the force of the desperate. She tried to defeat against an opponent, knowing that it is unexpected beat. Things sorted, but the opponent's fingertips suddenly touching the mouth. To take the plunge, while clenching a limb. It was not released. Monster screamed, let go, let go. Crowded damn it, is also not a. Just at that time, from the direction of the ceiling. Again, of Shigeru boy, I came to hear the cries like Teiru, Pishiri, Pishiri, cruel whip sound. Strike, strike, it may be dead, more typing. Brat, unclear, such as chilling. The screaming voice of the curse was Hatabashi, from the mouth of the monster. What was found, while you are resistance, he does not stop the chastisement of the brat. If you of the resistance is Edokire, more terrible, you children, I suffer to die. It has been said so. The finger is Shioni indeed, did not go to the translation which is not released. Then she loses tired resistance force, oddly enough, subsided also cries of the above. Once again, and Numanu, the tactile monster, as creeps, and firmly himself the whales, and dispel. Wah, and climb, children's screams, whip sound. It was found the monster is in some way. To the partner you are in the top. He has been in order, or by chastisement, or put a stop, to freely manipulate his pace. He has a weapon, blame Shizuko. If the resistance, indirect while, only to die my beloved child. Torture tantamount. Oh, I do? Such cruel Semedogu is unexpected appear to you again to allow in this world. Shizuko as a child, had started crying aloud. She also because ran out also fractionation. Finally, I got wreck. Foo 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 foo. Only to anyway but this is so. Struggle. Something that the waist. Take a talkie tightness. The sound of breathing. Such as the storm that sounds to the ear. Hot breath. The moment. Shizuko was remember the nameless and Kataki Komami. On her now, the body odor of those looms. Because there was a fine storage. This guy, no stranger of human beings. On the contrary, one day, a man that may have been very intimate, and I think you know people. She was still a further creeps. Now so likely to remember. Unexpected remember quite of it. Was very eerie. Strange customer. Shigeru boy is kidnapped. Shizuko the next day that was missing. My husband with no field Yanagia. Strange customers came to visit. Mitani is, to was pulled in outline to the boarding house. As well, such as those of relatives rushed to hear the misadventure. After his return, the premises were only servants beginning Saito old man of butler. The police, of course, but I was committed to the whereabouts investigation of two people. There is no clue, because things such looking ones grabbed the clouds. Was not even supposed to suddenly good news is brought about. Example was in the fake letter of the call. But it is needless to say that examined the Kitagawa hospital. As expected, the hospital has just found that there is no relation to this incident. The strange customers came in. But in a thing of the evening, for this time of the incident, dense people than that may want to talk with. Saito old man, was met through to the drawing room. Guest was wearing a business suit clothes. There is no feature of this. A man of 35 6 years old, identified himself in Shoichi Edogawa, but also in the manner urged Saito. Unexpected cut the relationship as main theme, and boring small talk, forever. It is repeated, run out of numbness, from acquaintance of Shizuko. demons, and there was a phone call of sympathy. An inch that was excused was a mistake. When the old man turned back to the drawing room, guests who identified himself as Edogawa, shadow also Hino form, whether back home was gone, and asked the student of the doorkeeper's answer that there is no state in which back. Above all of the evidence remains that take off your shoes. No way is my also reason to go barefoot. There is at the time of the incident, because there was a clause that somehow anxious. The old man is ordered to servants. Everyone was seen traveling around looking for a room, dark circles without. Then, missing my husband, as the second floor of the western style of the door was a study of Mr. Hadakiyanagi is multiplied. Also a key from the inside. It was found that is no longer open. That should not be, because I say strange, but was seen looking for the key, because the door is not necessary to be otherwise tight. He remembered that had been put in a drawer in the room of the desk. Laying on Searchin, contained someone to study. In the key of drawer, it would be one that had a tightening from the inside, looking against the eye to the keyhole. Sure enough, appeared to remain refers to the key from the other side. It has clogged hole. Unexpected seen nothing. I helped over the ladder from the garden so you can view with the exception of the window. Will be that around the everyone garden, one of the student is receiving a life multiplied by the ladder. I went up to the second floor window because I was at the other twilight chamber that peeked through the glasses. In such deep fog hung over, to discern clearly was a relationship as difficult. Student is stuck a face to the glass. It is also looking into forever. Pearl River scene opened the window. Saito old man called out from the bottom. It is useless. You should from the insider to tighten. Student is to say so. But, in order for just in case. Looking at the glass door push up in. Unexpectedly also. Without any hand answer, an open suru, oya, weird, while student is murmur, across the window, and disappeared into the room. If you look from the bottom, only window that went into the student is, as if it were a giant monster's mouth, that are open black and gaping, was somehow eerie, under the all of them, while frightened to a kind of premonition, and listened, had returned silence, after a while, from the black open window. Unexpected say anything, came like jousting that such kia is Shimekarosa is heard. Stalwart of the student is miserable, such as cries of geese. And here was screaming, and whether the in-room has occurred that is how you horrible. Saito old man beginning, as creeps. I did not have the courage to climb the ladder. Hey, is happening. Another student from the bottom was tsunamiing in a loud voice. But I had no answer for a while. Before long, looks like the mouth of the monster. To the black, two-story window, appeared the face of a white student and dazed. He went with a right hand to the front of the face. Like the myopia, intently looking at their fingers. Why, Will, are you such a ridiculous imitation? Within think. He is suddenly, like a mad, pretend the right hand. I blurted out that strange. Blood, but blood is flowing. I have nothing to say. Or bruised up. Saito, old man, I asked frustrating face. I do not have him not. I who rear has fallen. I wet the body and sticky. It is full of blood. Student was flustered answered. What that bloody man is lying. Who? Is not it a little while ago of customers? Early with the electric lamp to May. I have what linger of. While Renao Ming, stout-hearted old man, was beginning to climb the other ladder. Student was also followed. Woman who is becoming a lump under the ladder. While Makawashi, a pale face, had Oshidama, and the old man and the student is. When you come straddles the window. Already electric lamp is braille. Terrible plight of the chamber. Was found at a glance. Latefield Willow said. The Kinata Curio had arranged place an old Buddha statue to study. Even after the death of Mr. It is in all it is. Or confronted by expanding both hands. A black, unexpected may want to burn and wear the Buddha. At the feet of bizarre Buddha, one of the clothes man had become bloody, claiming Edogawa to make, about your earlier guests, stained half-blood, the facial expression of the agony of death agony, sure to the chest of numerous blood glue. Fingers grabbed the sky. The old man and the two people of the student still remained standing upright, but for a while there was no also a force to hear the mouth. Eventually, one of the student is, in a strange yet face, muttered, "LL funny. Culpa came from where I wonder fled to anywhere." Chamber of the entrance of the door remains locked from the inside, but the window did not tighten, if not even in Karuwazashi. From the high second-floor window, it is impossible to enter and exit. Than that, the strange was the behavior of the man claiming to Edogawa. This total stranger of a person. Why otherwise noted also without what came up to the second floor of the study. Moreover, whether from the inside, the over the door to the key, it has been what to do. Perpetrators, of course. Also the identity of the victim. Murder motive was also unknown. Whole shebang. This story, is the first murder. But, what of a non-committal? Whether it was a mysterious 10 million murder. Saito, old man, a little also not touch the corpse, decided to wrap it, also inform the corner police. One of the students, as the door opened, ran to the phone room. The remaining two people after is to remove the ladder to the maid garden, multiplied by the latch and close the window. Over the key from the outside also to the door was to take off downstairs. In other words, then a while, corpse Edogawa, in its study, which mean that has been completely sealed. In about 30 minutes, the officials from the Kojimachi Police and the Metropolitan Police Department came as business trip. Some of the people, that if Sunikawa police inspector of the investigation department, which heard the name detective, see people so mixed. The authorities happened to subsequently, the Kaigato of Field Yanagiya Canal is seriously thinking it was found. Police officers who are from Saito, old man, and here's the approximate circumstances. Rabbit is also the coroner, and to saw a scene. In the guidance of the old man, went up to the second floor of the study, among the room, so as not to be too disturbed. Care was I do. Carcasses, of course, is not yours. Ari, what you move, what dish. I both are. Just one look at Mugoda Rashi dead. Like you've escaped such in the translation. Quote, the old man saying such a thing, opened the door by turning the key. People imagine the bloody scene. While a little hesitation, I looked around the room. Since the electric light was supposed to remain attached, I was able to view every corner at a glance. Oya, I guess, is not that different from the room it initially depressed. The judiciary chief of Kojimachi Station is, muttered ish dubious, was back off the old man. Somehow it is a strange question. Everyone strangely thought when entered subsequently into the room. Gosh, until Saito, old man of the guides, issued a tonkyo of Jiaosheng a little while ago of carcasses. Shadow also he has also lost form. Not no way should be mistaken. The room had lying around the bloody man was before that the black statue of Buddha. Nanny such Buddha out of the room. It does not. The old man, dismayed by, ran to the window, but the latch of the closed to of the window viewed base inspection. There is no abnormality even a little. It happened to be improbable at all. Carcasses melts or had, or I do not have thought like only with had evaporated. The old man in the face, such as has been pinched to the fox. While Mima washi the purr and look around. No way 3 people, complete with I am quite sure that I will not have been a dream. To my outside, 2 people of the student is, I Nikki witnessed the carcasses to make. Corpse lost and his egonism in the clumsiness was humbled. Sunikawa inspector, an old man, and asked where was lying the dead, the bottom of the wrong Zanhead Kenbei. I do not have because you had a dream. Here are traces of probability to the flow of blood. It was pointed to the place with the rongzon. Since the pattern of rongzon is dose black, but unexpected no has seen a little, and look to the touch. You come with us still those red fingertips. Police officers who are in this bizarre 10 million events. Remember the abnormal Naru professional tension, and the division of labor, but was questioning the inside and outside of the chamber thoroughly without. There was no finding that this collect not remain a servant. There may be what you see something. In response to a request Sunikawa police inspector, he was summoned to the servant everyone. Downstairs guest room. Student 2 people. Nanny of your wave. Maid 2 people. Although Yukiku gai not where are you or were carried out, I do not know anyone. Saito, an old man asked noticed. It is the unexpected visible appearance of your chrysanthemum maid. Ibo Kiku's. A little while ago, I heard that the Sigma is singing badly. To say that coming to see the kennel. Went out to the garden. But then you have standing any more Oida time. One of the maid was answered, remembered. Sigma since the other day of the injury. In addition to allowances, was each other by connecting in the garden of the kennel. Okiku was daily, because the dog had she ate badly. It will be those that went to comfort the Yama Inu heard the squeak. In response to the life of Saito old man, one of the student is, in order for find chrysanthemum, but went out to the backyard with a dog hut. After a while screaming something, came crowded mosquitoes to the drawing room. It is very, Okiku's has been killed. You have fallen in the garden. Please come quickly. And hear it, policemen are surprised wearing mosquito to the backyard for the student. Hora is a scorpion, looking at the place where pointing at the student. Oid away from the kennel, to the lawn of the garden. A woman, is illuminated in the pale moonlight. Down was hit in elevation direction Zama. Witchcraft, illuminated in the moonlight. I had fallen in, but your chrysanthemum of the maid. Murder demons that made the true character is. In Yatasugi early, or was probably slaughtered the second victim. Student is there for Kimiwaru. The time to have it flinched. Inspector Sunikawa accustomed to things. Closer to bed on the side of the quickly, your chrysanthemum. Undergo embrace the upper body. He called the name aloud. Okay, I decide to get peace of mind. This person anywhere has not received a scratch. I just fainted. The words of Sunikawa police inspector, as everyone relieved, surrounding the upcoming to maid. Is your chrysanthemum that finally regained consciousness. Had Mimawashi the for a while. In the state in which Sichu something soon. In its pale beautiful face, floated the expression of dumb fear anything. It is, of that bush I was looking through from fiasco. She is, in her else fear face, with trembling fingers. When the show refers to the shade of the trees that appeared a total darkness. Even in a tough cop who, the creeps, and felt like was multiplied by the water to the neck. Who had a peak. Sunikawa mister, asked by coughing. It is that, oh, and I'm afraid. Pale moonlight, dark groves, the shadow of such things of the monster. Although seen now in the terrible scene to speak appearances. He too scary. I'm afraid it is not. Is I like not you so great number. Early to May refers to it. The investigation on the important clues for you because Sunikawa said, the dead loss of the brook. Between what I saw of your chrysanthemum, I thought as there is an inevitable relationship. Erected accused, your chrysanthemum was finally opened his mouth. Because what Sigma makes squeal too. Whether the wound that hurts. Become poor. In all look estimates, looking to come to the side of the kennel. Truly his vicious dog, was not our singing in such pain. Something suspicious thing was for found. The shadow of the trees say now, and glared from far away. Because, Sigma because it was tied to a kennel, was standing bravely barking. Okiku is involuntarily, the bushes that glared at the dog viewed watermark. Then, oh, I am. And chilling even if Sichu, born from, such as never seen even once. Terrible thing is, I was there. You're human beings. Yeah, but you might not human beings. As of the skeleton, which was seen in the picture, long teeth become bare, nose even and no lips noperable. Eyes are you jump out the perfectly round. Lol lol, that's stupid, because what you have thought that scary. I wonder had seen a vision, or not accumulate if there is such a contact of police officers who not know anything, but was denoted by the word of your chrysanthemum to laugh, within which is not ending of the laughter, even if also, terrible growl of Sigma came here. Horror also we have barking. Oh, scary. He is still in the darkness, do you not are hiding? Your chrysanthemum clung to the frightened Sunikawa police inspector. That's strange for someone just in case Tamela base detects that side. Judiciary chief has ordered the police of subordinates. Then, one of the constable, is when you try to us go delving into the grove. Ring, wah 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 wah. And, to downright tired unexpected Zhaosheng both scream. Your chrysanthemum if filled the face to the chest of Mr. Sunikawa. She's again saw the monster. Oh, but on top of the fence. To the voice of the police. The line of sight of the everyone gather in the sky of the swash beyond the grove. There was, high on top of the concrete wall, crouched in, patiently monster looking at here. In response to the moon in half, face laughing and grinning, as was epithet of your chrysanthemum. It is properly a living skeleton. This product is, if it's criminal of the brook, though must be Idaku the corpse of the victim. The monster is agile by ourselves. So, whether the corpse had hidden already somewhere, but, this guy is and will be a criminal, and or not, called a strange face piece. The songs wandering the premises of the middle of the night others. Unexpected go to the translation that not press taken. Hey, mate, police officers who, while screaming unanimously, gave over to when the fence. Monster dressed like naughty boy to the come up here. Key, and when I think made a spooky voice, and disappeared into the direction side of the fence. Who has ascended other things the fence. A person is by turning paraphrastic the gate. And a policeman of Sunikawa Mr. and two people, was pursued after the monster. Judiciary Chief of Kojimachi, Takeke is still in order to carry out the investigation. Remained in the mansion, looking out to the outside of the fence. Of no pedestrian traffic mansion town. The other side is another ding. In the black of Toriuchibo, and fan a short black cloak. The figure of the monster to go running. Clearly worth in the light of the moon that, readers gentlemen is, the left hand and the right foot of this monster. It's is artificial arm prosthesis. In the handicapped body. Kane also Sukazu, Etshira, Ojira, run, is a tone that was once off over a long section ladder of hot spring of salt. And its artificial leg, something which is not becoming to a fool and get to use. Policeman who is running hold the Taiken, tangled shadow, disturbed footsteps. Big Toriman Ocho of late, monster. We ran into a nearby main street. I still of the evening. If you get to the bustling main street, and become caught immediately, was enclosed the high, it was a big misunderstanding, to where it bent a street corner, waiting to have a single of automobiles. When the appearance of the monster I think disappeared into the car began running in Yaniwa. Empty taxi to come running from just beyond. Sunikawa Inspector Sukasu inhale it, then boarded a policeman everyone. I chase after that car. Wages to spurt, and I yelled, a bustling avenue, and break the horizontal, lonely town, and the town lonely. I bend the song, the car of the monster that runs like fly. Unfortunately, those that follow, Rag's car was sent to Senrei. There is no power to overtake the very opponent. Is a barely keep up to lose sight of unexpected way. Moreover, alternating think to ask is, you are a monster. I pass by only by the skillful. From Jinkugan, passed through the Aoyama cemetery, and running for some time, followed by just fence-high mansion, in a very lonely street, and I think the previous car was stopped ran smack into my suddenly jump out black cloak monsters and ran into the narrow alley. Sore and just police officers, we got off the car, commuted to the same alley. Both sides of high concrete wall, which is also about one length, but narrow loophole, as far as the eye can see. Between the just Icho, gate 1 without, just fences continuing in a straight line. Oya, z strange, where to hidden to do, not bomb there is also form a shadow. Flex as soon as one of the constable to the alley, I shouted surprised. It happened to be very strange leverage. From crowded multiplied by the monster, until the police officers, who reaches into the corner. Just a few tens of seconds. Even how much foot early guy. Not time that will pass through this alley. Light of day bright month is of where in one place, I do not have a place to hide. No, more precise it is. Passers-by from the other side of the alley, servants now. Come walking hang around here. In what looked like a neighbor. But walk the figure of Kinagashi without incurring even hat. The carefree seems situation is unexpected appear to people who were different monsters and rose. Hey, is there a guy who went now ran to there? When asked in a loud voice one of the constable, the man was standing surprised ceased. No, nobody does not come, answered. Police officers who, in a strange face, looked up at the both sides of the high concrete fence. Without any clues, the fence, which is also one length, that rising leisure tasks is impossible. But I did not know police officers who are in the monster of one-leg prosthesis. Not to do tricks, whether any horrible appearance is among that is visible in front of the eye. It was still good. It is under the moonlight with the white people, and I think of views vanishing like the smoke. It became creepy and sudden the creeps. It witchcraft, devil of witchcraft. But in today's world, would there be such a ridiculous wait an inch. Sunikawa inspector, passerby before Sai has stopped call going to pass each other. He was thought to be downright strange. A little while ago of the monster is between the instant, by changing the fute, garbled to passers-by. I wondered what not casually the Dalkuru D is something patronized. The man returned shaking as I was surprised. The inspector presumptuous too, looking into the face of the man. But, of course, unexpected even close to the monster. But the youth of the well-equipped appearance, from the dressed body, from the clothes, there is nothing similar was placed. First, to evidence the young man is not a monster. A left hand right foot together completely. Artificial arm also it does not even wearing prosthetic leg. No, there is more sure evidence. This is because, for Mr. Sunikawa is just in case, and ask the first and last name of the man. He was a really surprising answer. Is me, I is not the Fusao Mitani. And hear it, I had joined the pursuers. Constable of Kojimachi Station is multiplied by the voice surprised. Oh, how did Mitanis? What about you that are in this area? Yeah, I'm with her in this ahead of Aoyama apartment. If this person, I is a person of acquaintance of the field Yanagia. Hora, prior, when incidents of Ueno Park, garbled to Hadaki and Agi wife, went to the back of the child. Is that Mitanis? The constable have me Satoshi the youth. It was introduced to everyone. Also Sunikawa Mr. Name of Mitani was listening. I have to Hadaki and Agi to be the evening today. I just finished a meal with bathing back a little while ago. Even so, you who are, after all, in Hadaki and Agi of the incident. Yes. In addition, there is a strange murder. It's a Kulki, monster and criminal. I was cornered up here but... And Sunikawa told a brief circumstance. If the monster, Ms. Shizuko is, I have seen the figure with a once Yanyuan hot spring. Then, there is still that he did not. This time of the incident in the vision. From the beginning, the relationship between that person and it must have had, quote, who did that there is such a thing. So even more, you must Yinbu on yo product. However, what had really why anti-use? You unexpected tell one guess also a little ear about it you may come to mind. Mitani, while looking up at one of the concrete wall, went to change the tone. I have a strange house on the other side of the fence. Since I often passing through this area, I am viewing careful, and I think always each other in door tight vacant house. Dago in the middle of the night is a leaguered knot. Is really strange house. In place they're crying even those that heard the voice of the people. In the neighborhood are you talking it's monster mansion. Wakashian. The monster is somehow riding past the fence day. I think we went to the monster mansion say now. There is. Whether I am quite sure that I will not in the villain Arden. At a later. And I think. At this fence outside, the police officers we met by chance to be Mitani young man. Was a devil of out of luck. Both also the corner. And to be viewed base detects the Cuyahoga when of Mitani. The one of the constable. For just in case. Quick to leave to the fence of the place. At the beginning of the Mitani youth. Of another person at Sunikawa Inspector Constable and his turning paraphrastic. I was traveling around to the house of the front door. In the same way, such mangame are lined up, one house standing up. Not terribly large mansion, because Cuyahoga is. It is in one of its end. Door of the gates open leave. Entered in the portal without regard these three men. Looking at pulling the front door of the lattice door. Without any hand answer. An open rattle. It is pitch dark is in. Even over the voice, there is nothing that anyone coming out. It is a strange house as it sounds. Although the still of the evening, what that would be an unwary, if that is a den of villains. The thing further, or, in this way to leave and left open, he guys deep scheming such wonder. Indeed, since the unexpected go also to mean that no implicitly Komu stepped on, and are hesitant to everyone entrance of the dirt floor. From the direction of the back, came leak voice crying of someone faint. I am crying, it's a child of the way. Sunikawa Mr. Maida listen. Oh, would not it Shigeru's that voices Hadaki and Agi. Mitani was whispered as suddenly noticed. It is a child of Shigeru. Hadaki and Agi wife, s right. If this is really a dwelling house of a criminal, even the children, Hadaki and Agi wife also. It should have been confined somewhere in this house. Crowded stepped on. Inlet. Sunikawa police inspector was decided to take the Tokoroji of opportunity. You go out of the gate, if there is a guy to escape to Meimi Iyinbu. He put command to the side of the police. Together with Mitani, went up to the front door of Shikidai. A dark room the room. I was traveling around looking at the groping, but not even signs of people. I take the plunge, and the division of labor was to be around wearing one room. The electric lamp. Sunikawa inspector. In the end, but depressed to the most secluded tatami room. Any room also. Any room, because it is empty. Here also and would be anyway empty room. Enclose the high, and twist the casually switch. While I think that up black ones, such as wind, across the room, jumped out to one of the corridor. Yeah, the songs. Quote, to the voice of the police inspector. Suspicious man. While straddling the threshold, it was returned vibration pop. The face. Field Yanagia was laughing at the top of the fence. But that skeleton like a guy. Man with no lips. Mitani-kun, but that guy. He ran away to there. Hit Oremi. While police inspector is screaming, multiplied at a monster to jump out to the hallway. Where it is? Where is? Voice of Mitani from the corridor at the dead end of the room was heard. Empty to come popping out. Sunikawa Mr. bumped into Mitani, youth in the hallway of the middle. That skeleton like a guy. Do you did not Shirchigawa? No, nobody does not come to this place of the room. Monster to make, was bent down the hallway to the left. That is the direction only there is a room that came out of Mitani. Both sides some shutters and wall, Shimeki. Monster again. Its had vanished in one moment. Demon of witchcraft once again. Two people like a mad. Was traveling around a walk from room to room. Sliding doors are Ogetanasa. Cupboard also closet also. A place that can be hidden people. It was also searched up to the corner of the toilet. Since had been sealed the shutters. There is no worry to escape from there to the outside. It sounds if Nijde says. He takes the time to release the latch. By two people looking agging. It had been postponed for a while face while standing around the phrase room. Matani is whispered by changing the complexion suddenly. Cora as you do. There is still a child of the cry heard. Out of nowhere, it languid such crying sound as I come leakage to faint. We listened, and concealed the footsteps went on a cry to the news. It seems somehow more of the kitchen. Matani while good, walked to the person. But, when the kitchen is examined while ago, there was nothing abnormal. Electric light also leave wearing at that time. It's not way. While the Sunikawa inspector is hesitant, Matani was across the threshold of another kitchen. Unusual cry of up at the same time. When Sunikawa Mr. look wearing over a period of surprised, Matani is turned pale, while staring at the corner of the kitchen. I was not paralyzed. What's happening? And won the voice of the police inspector and ask. Matani is answering or not hear the whisper voice. It's him. He is taking this a plate. I went high to the bottom of the edge. Plates of the kitchen, which is to raise the lid of the order to put such as charcoal. Guy that common. The inspector, went in bravely flying, seen flipping through the raised plate. Yeah, but the basement. Under the plate. Surprisingly, it had become the stairs of concrete. That part, as of length only the box. Because it is cut off and under the floor. The monster is unexpected able to escape to the outside. It is Goku, to got off to a basement. Rat of another bag. Two people, while precaution, went down the dark stairs. Sunikawa, who stand ahead is clutching the handle of Taiken. If there is a door in place, taken down the stairs. Come leak light faint from the gap. Looking at the cry has become a sudden large. Children certainly are you on the other side of the door. What is it if it has become to remain pointing to the key in the keyhole? Sunikawa Mr. quickly by turning it. Open the door. Two people the door to the small shield. Looking into the room. At the same time. Also from the outside. From the inside. The cry of surprise and joy. In the room is illuminated by the light of pale Kintara. He, Shizuko and Shigeru were hugging each other. Matani used to go jump, Shizuko cling. But, Sunikawa inspector, despite the scene of this inspiring, and the discontent seems to face, had Mimawashi a look around in the room. It is the unexpected visible figure of the bandits of Hepatorino. Out of the staircase came now. There is no entrance anywhere. I monster fled Shurta to here. It had also vanished. When asked to Shizuko, thief is brought last night Shigeru to this room. Left and went away. Was that even once unexpected show the face? Shigeru? And hungry. Not given the all-day meal. I was crying because of fear. Sunikawa inspector. Remove the lantern of the wall. But viewed base detects the stairs from top to bottom. Nowhere Homoto and the loophole was not. After all, but was successful to regain Hadaki and Agi mother and child that was kidnapped. The arrest of the perpetrators was done completely in failure. Table of the gate, even if asked to two people of the constable who was keeping watch outside the back of the fence. Who is also the answer to that there is no thing that came out from the house. Watch is put in allowed to continue as it is. On the phone of the vicinity. Summon police officers of support. Over the next day from the night. Tainai, not to Mosu, even the garden of both sides. But was searched without a place to leave. Criminal of course. It could not be found even only one of footprints. The monster of the crippled first hand. Why one, or was able to ride past the length is also a concrete fence. The trees also did not have a telephone pole, such as will be used as a foothold in the vicinity, within the premises, in the Sunikawa Mr. Matani. When it became a pincer attack, or obtained hiding anywhere between the moment, such hiding place one also did not. In addition, whether the monster that disappeared into the basement to the apparent was not why there all. It was quite enigmatic mystery. Great detective. No wonder, with a paddle shop of Aoyama, a man with no lips was not just that was a lost third time. The evening of the same day, suddenly I visited the field Yanagiya. Edogawa was suppressed nothing people and Shoichi. Why go to the late field Willow's study without permission? Whether you locked the door from the inside? Who killed him? The criminal is. From the room was closing up. Why were able to put out escape? In addition, bizarre things during the bazaar. Down, he was hit in the study. Corpse of Bloody Creek. What's he? By whom? Where to? What had been carried away? Sunikawa said. A man with no lips. A criminal of this creek. He is Hakabidashi, the dead from the study. But thought that it was hidden somewhere. I see a key of witchcraft house. The mysterious order at unexpected may be obtained shithoj. But what had hid a corpse anywhere? It is the time to escape past the fence of the field. Yanagiya was completely alone. Then, although such should carcasses unexpected must be hidden somewhere in the mansion. Left after that time, the judiciary chief of Kojimachi is indoors and outdoors. Not Yosai even an inch square. Despite traveling around base inspection. Dead even. Of course. What seems to what the clues was not able to discover. The unexpected must be said to be really strange. It well put. Through the efforts of Sunikawa Inspector, the Hadaki Inagi Shizuko and Shigeru Boy safely regained it as possible. It was above all happiness. And returned to the mansion. Shigeru Boy, because of fear and fatigue, fever to get on the floor. Shizuko also of the man with no lips. Nasty appearance. Not say anything. Not forgotten the feel of the gum was slimy. Of shame. To Hiratatashi is. Between the 2-3 days. While confined to Ken, did not face-to-face almost anyone. That Sunikawa said to be a criminal investigation on the clues to Ryohito. But viewed variously asked. After all the above things that are known to the reader, nothing was found. The person who whipped a Shigeru Boy also, just outside of Mr. wrapped his face with a black cloth uncle, did not know anything. Mitani young man, came to sympathy as daily. When the unexpected coming from the direction of him, Shizuko was summoned by telephone also serves as waiting. To be continued. Thank you for your viewing. If you like, please subscribe to the channel. I am very encouraged.